Hello, it's Nikki and welcome to another story time. This is going to be perfect for you if you want to monetize your speaking in the not too distant future. And maybe you're unsure whether you're ready or you don't know how to get started, or you want to do more, but you want to do more of the things that you want to do. This is going to be a great one for you. I'm going to read it because it's come from a piece of writing that I wrote. But follow along. So if my eyes are bobbing about, that's why I'm doing it. So 6 years ago, I was booked for one of the most exciting gigs of my career. And the gig happened in October 2019. I had a 3-week-old baby and a 3-year-old who was still very much in the wide awake club. I was recovering from a C-section and nothing fit. I was exhausted. I was surviving, occasionally thriving, and I was also focused and still ambitious, but exhausted and grateful, of course, always grateful. And in those moments, and maybe you're having your own version of one of those moments, it can be easy to self-sabotage. Society has regularly told us that we must be perfect before we acquire our seat at the table. Therefore, we delay our process and we put it on pause until some magical day arrives, which it never does. On paper, I was breaking the self-development speaker rules. I did not look shiny. I hadn't completed an exhilarating morning routine. I'd seen most hours of the previous night. I'd held up my trousers with a sneaky hair bobble, and I wasn't going all in on my own growth at that time because I had a 10-week-old. And that baby was downstairs hanging with my ma, waiting for her next feed in the green room with the goodie bags. Their dream. And it still is. They love TK Maxx. The two of them. Now they're 6 and older. I'm not saying what age my ma is, but they absolutely love it. Despite all of that, despite that lack of perfection, what I had was truth in my messaging. I had and I have compassion. I can see people and I can bond with strangers. I spoke from my heart because I didn't have the capacity to lie. I explained my situation with the audience, not to apologize for it or to be a victim, but simply to state it. I knew that there were people in that room who had far more to contend with. We were there to talk about money. And some of the brilliant people on the panel had raised enormous amounts. Their products were actually in supermarkets. Their campaigns were revolutionary. They were reshaping industries. And I learned left and right, learned so much. And I lapped it up. And it could have been so easy to wallow in, so what do I have to offer? But I have learned to understand this, and we do this in Speak Up, by the way, to approach this from a strategic perspective. When you are on a panel, it is a casting process. If the company is smart and diverse, it will curate a range of talent to serve purposes. And I knew I was the chosen freelancer, and the topic was money. So I could talk about pricing and packaging your services, how to create a life-first business model, how to negotiate and talk about money, how to conduct a portfolio career without the chaos. I knew my specialist topics, and I brought storytelling like I always do. It's in my makeup and it runs in my personal brand. You know you're going to get a story from me. My own tales and anecdotes, and how I can break down a concept into a digestible format. And I've got the ability to help people uncover the next part of their story. Money conversations cannot be limited to certain groups. I think that's been tried and tested. And the results and the data speak for themselves. 3 takeaways for you. Number 1, show up just as you are. Otherwise, we will miss your magic. Powerful breakthroughs can come from meeting our clients and our customers with realness. I'm not saying to lose all your boundaries or not withhold your professionalism, but do speak truthfully, especially if you are in the front of a large audience. Do peel back the gloss and say the things that people actually want to hear, instead of a flurry of uplifting phrases that are meaningless without context. We've all been to talks where somebody has tediously dressed up listing their achievements as inspiration. Look, one day you could be as good as me. Well, maybe. It's always about the audience. 2, your skill set is not limited to your list of talents and qualifications and experience. It also must include you, who you are, your energy, your flavor, your communication style, your impact, your point of difference, how you make people feel, what you do when you are in the room, and who you are. Again, we do all of this work inside Speak Up. Number 3, I've actually got 4 points, sorry. Number 3, stop delaying everything. Saying there is no rush makes a statement. It makes everything passive or negotiable, and it moves you into the hoping, wishing, waiting state instead of the doing, being, moving, shaking state. Number 4, listen to your self-sabotage or imposter syndrome. What is it trying to communicate with you? Is it real? What does it need? How can you acknowledge it, make it feel safe, and continue to move forward? As promised, the next steps are to come and join Speak Up. There are 3 ways to join, and I will walk you through all of it, step by step by step. And I not only want you to be able to have that full confidence when it comes to pitching for speaking gigs, opportunities, workshops, collaborations, press, but I want you to be so solid in what you have to offer that you can charge again and again and again and make it work for you. Lots of love. Send me a message. Also, there is 20% off at the moment, so add magic in at checkout for a limited time only. Lots of love.